Only little boys, big boys, are this mean to their mothers. Oh my goodness.
Hey friends, well we are back in the birthing stall once again. Today is the Herd Queen London's due date, and I think that she's going to have an incredibly punctual baby or two for us because she is in very active labor, and I think that we're getting close to pushing. What do you think, sweet mama? Is it about time to push some babies out? Well, just in case there was any doubt about my ability to accurately guess the time when a goat is going to give birth, it's hours later because that's how goats are. Apparently, that's just maybe I'm bad at this. I don't know. But it's hours later. She has not really been pushing a lot, but she finally is getting really, really close, I think. But also, the sun is setting. It's getting super dark outside. So I moved her to a different stall where I have a little bit better lighting because, if at all possible, I like to share content with you guys. I mean, I know that's why you're here. I would like you to not just stare at a dark screen like you had to do for Bella's birth. So, got us moved over to a little bit brighter stall, and hopefully, these babies are actually now coming any minute. Push, push, push. Good girl. Good girl. Push, push, push. I don't have a baby yet. You haven't pushed it out. Whoa. Well, I am very wet now. That's what towels are for. Yuck. That was a new one for me. I have never been so in the splash zone before. I don't know how much liquid that actually was, but goodness, it felt like a gallon of fluid. But maybe that will help get baby moving down on London. Wow, that was a serious, serious splash. Pushing? Yeah, pushing time. All right, let's push this baby out. You must have made a big old baby in there. I'm hoping you made more than one, because if you only made one, this thing is going to be enormous. Yeah, you need to have two in there. Two, if not three. Come on, Mama. Push it out, okay? I will let you lick it if you will push it out. I do not have it yet. You have not pushed it out. You got this. Push. Good girl. You're doing a good job. I know, Mama. I'm so sorry. All right, yeah, we had two coming at once, which is not how this works. Again, I think I got one pushed back in there, and so we'll see if she can push out the first one first, and then the second one second. Never a dull moment with goats. Just never, never, ever a dull moment. All right, Mama, let's do this.
Good girl. Why is is there another water sack? Good girl. Good girl. I have no idea what's happening back here. All I know is I don't want to get splashed again. Good girl. Here we go. All right, what do we feel in that sack? Can you push? I feel a sack. What on earth? Okay, so far what has happened is I popped a sack. I felt two sacks like stacked on top of each other. Pushed one back so the other could come forward. Just popped that sack. Inside it, I feel a sack. What is happening? Yeah, there's just another bubble right there. Oh my goodness. It doesn't make sense. Woo! It's a lot of liquid in her though. All right, now I feel. Is it a nose maybe? It's not feet like it should be. Maybe that is a foot. Oh, if that's a foot, that's a big foot. Okay, no, that's definitely a hoof. I think it's a big hoof though. All right, what's behind the hoof? Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Somehow, it is in another bubble. No idea how there are so many layers to this girl. Okay. Okay, we got a big hoof, we got a big nose. It's a baby finally. You got this one. Good girl. Good girl. You did it. You did the hard part. You got this, Mama. You got it. Good girl. You got it. Good girl. Good girl. I know it's hard. Don't walk. Don't walk. Okay. I know it's a big thing. You did it, Mama. Oh, say that's a big baby. Oh, you did it. Come here, Mama. Holy moly. Come see your baby. Good girl. Oh my goodness. I would be willing to bet a very large sum of money that this is a buckling. A very, very large sum of money. Only little boys, big boys, are this mean to their mothers. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's check, but I mean, it's a boy. Like, there's no question. That's a boy. So rude. All right, little one. Yep, you're a boy. Yeah, no surprise there. Poor London. Oh man, that was rough. So he came out, one hoof and his nose, but his other leg was tucked back. And that was rough, getting that other leg and rib cage all at once. Poor mama. I'm pretty sure she has at least one more to go too. So I'm gonna give her a little bit of time to bond with her new buckling and relax for a minute before number 2 shows up. Poor thing.
Are you breathing okay?
You sure made it hard on your mommy. Goodness. There you go. Good girl. Good girl. Where are your feet, little one? Oh, much easier than the first one. Good girl. Good girl. Here you go, London. Look. London, look. You have another one. Ooh, you look pretty. Are those moon spots? I think they might be. Pretty. And number 2 is another boy. London. You're supposed to make girls. Oh, cute though. All right, London. London, you have a new one. Look right here. This one's yours too. There you go.
Hi, handsome. You're both handsome boys. Well, I went ahead and checked her just really quickly because I wanted to know if there was a third coming or not. I don't feel anything but placenta in there, so my goodness, the number of fluid sacs I felt in there was just insanity. I have no idea. Maybe she made, an amniotic sac, wrapped in an amniotic sac for each baby. I don't know what happened, but whew, it felt like a lot of sacs in there. So I'm really thrilled. It's just 2. 2 is my favorite number of babies. Goats have 2 teeth. They need 2 babies. Now, I would have loved it if one of them had been a girl, but we don't always get what we want, and that's okay. The reality is 2 bucklings is going to make London produce so much more milk than having any female babies anyway. Whatever it is, the hormones with creating a buckling versus a doeling, they produce so much more milk to feed these growing boys. And so I guess I can't complain because she's going to be making a ton of milk. She's already kind of in her peak because London's, I think she's 5 or 6 years old. And so she's really at peak lactation with 2 bucklings on her. This girl's going to be like a milk cow. It's going to be great this year. So I cannot wait till these 2 little boys get fully dried off so I can see what they look like. I'm going to make sure that they get nursing, and then I'm going to show you how adorable they are because I'm sure they're going to be adorable. It's a baby goat. How could they not be adorable? But we'll come back in the morning when I have some daylight and I'll show you how adorable these boys are. Good morning, babies. Good morning. Are you guys hungry? You ready to go see your mummies? Hello, beautiful. You guys don't care? How's the proud mother? Do you have 2 beautiful little boys? Yeah, one's right here. Where's your other one? Oh, hiding. Ooh, I can't wait to see them. Okay, so up first, I can hardly even lift him. He's so big. Oh my goodness. Look at this dude. He was born last night. You're not even, well, you're like right at 12 hours old. You are enormous. Oh my goodness.
You gave your mama a hard time. So pretty though. Oh, he's gorgeous. So brown eyes like mama, but just that same color pattern. So honestly, Archie and London have the same color pattern. London just has moon spots. So no surprise that we're getting that same dark bezoar on them. Oh, so sweet. But you are enormous. Oh my goodness, you're so big. Oh, he's gonna be hard to let go of. This is just such a sweet little boy. Oh, I love him already. Ooh, okay, so as I was putting him down, I realized, look at this. He has some beautiful spots of roning. Not moon spots, but roning is where the white hairs are mixed in with their normal color pattern, and he has just all over a few different places some really pretty spots of roning. So you're even better than I thought. Okay, now appearance is not everything. Genetics are what matter in goats, and I recognize that. And we work hard to have really good genetics on our farm. And we want to have parasite resistance, and we want to have milking capacity, good udders, and good udder attachments. We're going for things like that in our genetics. But pretty packages are so nice. So check out this pretty package. Oh, look at you. Oh my goodness, you are a looker. So same dark bezoar, but with moon spots. Oh, and he's got that same roning all mixed in his hair. Oh, you're so pretty. You're so, so pretty. I know. And hungry. Are you hungry? Yeah, I'm not your mommy, but I'll give you back to your mommy in just a minute. Oh, so gorgeous. Okay. Oh, and one little white spot. I know, I'm holding you weird. Just, oh, you are beautiful, little one. You are so beautiful. Oh, I love these boys already. It's gonna be hard to give them up. So the reality is on our farm, we cannot keep every buck. I wish that we could, because sometimes they're just gorgeous and I want to keep them. But the reality is with bucks, we have to be very, very selective about who stays and who goes. And so as much as I would love to keep this beautiful color pattern, and London has some great genetics, and I would like to replace Archie with a son this year anyway. Now, I've already picked one from Bella who has better traits, because Bella is a high quality mini Nubian, whereas London is a high quality full Nubian. So unfortunately, this guy is just gonna be too big of a buck. His Nubian percentage is too high for me to want to keep him as a breeder. But he is just lovely. Oh. And so the sad reality is, if this was a girl, same packaging, but with the female parts, she would probably stay. Life is not fair. It's not fair. I'm so sorry that you're a boy. I would keep you forever if you were a girl. I'm sorry. Did you make some pretty babies, London? You did such a good job, Mama. My goodness, you made some big babies. Oh, they are beautiful, London. So as I was watching these two just walk around and play a little bit, I noticed something that I wanted to share. Not because it's scary or an emergency, but just because I want to make sure that you're aware if ever one day you have goats and you see this in one of your kids, I don't want you to be alarmed. So this little one is not yet walking on his front feet very well. So if I extend him out all the way straight, that's about as straight as I can get him. Normally, we would get, a perfectly level line as we straighten his leg. But what's happened is he was so crunched up in the womb because he's enormous and there was not enough room for such a big baby. He was crunched up like this probably. And the ligament in the back, or maybe it's a tendon, I don't know the difference, whatever it is here in the back of his leg, right here at the end, connecting his hoof up to his leg, the rest of his leg to that bone, it didn't ever get a chance to stretch out. So it's the equivalent of if your wrist was bent forward like this and you couldn't get it to stretch out all the way because that ligament or tendon, whatever it is, just needs more time to stretch. And so when he walks, he's walking a little bit doubled over on that hoof, almost like he's tiptoeing on the front. And so don't be alarmed by that. I bet in about 2 days, he's gotten enough practice walking. That ligament or tendon, whatever it is, will be stretched out enough that he'll be walking totally normally. And so not a cause for concern at all, but just something I wanted to share with you guys. Okay, but I want you guys to understand how truly massive this buckling is. So this is Oak. Oak was born 2 weeks ago now out of Sequoia, who's also a standard sized Nubian, meaning same mix, same high percentage Nubian. And so Oak is a fairly big mini Nubian buck kid. Okay, so Oak versus 12-hour-old, chunker here. Goodness. He is not double the weight. New boy here is not quite double the weight of Oak, but he's making my arm tired for sure. Here they are side by side. So yeah, Mr. 12 hours old over here is enormous. Enormous. So big. So his poor mama, no wonder she had trouble giving birth to him. But I love big, healthy bucklings. But even if I was considering keeping a buck out of London this year, birth weight is one of those things that goes into it. And so, unfortunately, the reality is the moment that buckling was born, he was no longer an intact buck in my mind. I can't even sell him as an intact buck because he was so big at birth. It would be dangerous. And so the reality is London's huge. She's a really big Nubian, full-size Nubian. And so for her to have trouble giving birth with this buckling, it means that he just has the genetics of a very, very high birth weight. And that's not a safe thing in a buck to be breeding back to anybody's does because you're creating more high birth weight kids. Now, what we're looking for is high growth rate. We want a buck who gives the genetics of very, very quick growth because that helps these kids get bigger faster, and bigger tends to go with healthier. When they have more fat on them, more muscle, just more mass in general, they tend to be able to hold their condition well and stay healthy even against parasites or illnesses. And so we love kids that can grow quickly. We don't want kids that start big though, because that's too hard on mama to give birth to. And that's where you can have really bad complications. Vet visits, C-sections, we do not want to go down that path. And so, unfortunately, the moment this buck was born, he was off the list of being able to be an intact buck. He's definitely going to be a wether, which means he'll probably end up either as a buddy, a pet, or in the freezer. So, much as I love him, he's adorable, and I'm just already so in love. But we gotta keep genetics at the forefront of all of our decision making. And as far as genetics, unfortunately, sorry about the shaky cam. Amy is rubbing all over the fence where I've got my camera. And so as far as genetics, he's just too big to be safe as a buck. And so unfortunately, it's a no-go for him. But I am gonna enjoy these little boys just as long as I can because they're gorgeous. Well, two beautiful bucklings. I really can't complain at all. They are gorgeous. They're already super sweet, which I knew because London is just a big sweetheart. She cracks me up. She's the sweetest goat to people, but she is very much the herd queen. She is in charge of everyone. And so it's always interesting whenever I have to pull her out of the herd for a couple of days. Like, she's gonna spend about 2 days in our kidding stall just so she can bond with her babies. And so when I reintroduce her to the herd, she's going to have to reestablish that she is the herd queen. So there will be a lot of headbutting, I'm sure. She's gonna keep a good eye on her babies, protect them, and also make sure everyone remembers she is in charge. But she's the biggest sweetheart with people. She loves to come up for scratches, rub her head on me. She's a lovely goat. And so I knew that her babies were going to be just fantastic personalities. So I'm so glad that I was able to record it to share it with you guys. But we do have one more mama who is due to kid in about another week and a half. And that is our one and only fainting goat, Amy. Amy is the goat that my daughter raised, and she is just, I mean, she's basically part of the family. We love her to death. And so we cannot wait to see how many babies she's gonna have. Amy has never had kids before, so I really don't even know, other than the fact that she is enormous. And so the poor girl's gotta have a bunch in there. So if you haven't yet, please do hit that subscribe button down below. That way you won't miss any of our birth videos. I'll also throw a link right here in case you've missed any of our other kidding videos this spring. We have a full playlist with all of them there, so you can check them out. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video.
Mm-hmm.